Hey, welcome back to After the Episode, brought to you by Line Cutters, the adjustable ring that cuts fishing line. I'm here at Bayou Chico with my special guest, Josh Lim from
Lim-it-out charters.
Yes, indeed. Well, I guess y'all saw the last episode we did. Went on Josh's boat, and we were throwing a special bait. What was that bait?
Yeah, we were throwing a man's. It's a very, very special lure in regards to how and where we're able to use it, and it's catching plenty of speckled trout and redfish, as you saw.
It was some nasty conditions. I mean, wind was blowing like, what, 25?
Yeah, easily gusting 25, 30, dirty water, choppy. Some people would say those conditions are tough. I think those conditions are perfect, and these baits, these lures that we were throwing, matched the conditions perfectly, and it really allowed us to catch all those fish.
Tell them why. This is the bait. Right, this is the color I was throwing. It's kind of a clown color. It's kind of red and gold, which is always big for redfish for me. Why? But tell them why, when these conditions are so rough and it's so murky, why this bait just stands out above so many other baits.
Well, it's really because of its design, its crankbait design, and how it's shaped. It moves a lot of water. So when you have those dirty conditions and you're throwing a lipped crankbait, it allows that bait to cause enough commotion, give off enough flash in those conditions for the fish to really key on it. And times when you would throw like a twitch bait or just a regular jerk bait, it just doesn't create enough commotion, or it doesn't get their attention in those choppy conditions. This particular bait is that we're able to work it in very, very shallow water if need be. A lot of times, guys, I'm throwing over rocks, oysters, grass. Whenever you're trying to work that 1 foot section, that 1 foot zone, these crankbaits, these wake baits are absolutely doing the job.
They're designed to go down a foot. But depending on how you hold your rod, if you do a straight crank, they'll go down a foot. If you slow the crank, maybe lift your rod tip, they may go down 5-6 inches. You hold a real high rod tip and go slow, it may go an inch down.
That's right. And so not only can you crank about a foot down, but you can also use it as a wake bait to where it's basically top water. Keep that rod tip up and slowly walk or wake the surface of the water, and you can get some serious surface explosions on it. You know, a few cranks work an area to where you're about a foot down, and all of a sudden slow it up, crawl it over something. Now you're working top water, and kaboom! You know, they crush it. So
Steve, speaking of pushing water with a bait, let's go take a look at it in the water. What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, what I'm going to show you guys is just a nice steady retrieve with your rods pointed up. And all you have to do is just a nice slow wind, just get that body wobbling, and the lure does everything for you, okay? There's no twitching of the rod tip. I'm just slowly winding with my rod. Naturally, it would be higher in the air, but because we're on a dock, it's pointed down. So if you want to throw over really, really shallow grass, or if you want to throw over submerged rocks and you only have a couple of inches to work, and naturally you would usually just throw a top water lure, this will allow you to just crank over that area. And naturally, when you're cranking, instead of walking the dog, you're also covering more water faster and effectively.
On this past episode we filmed, we were in a 2-3 foot of murky water, wind-beaten bank, and we were actually grinding it a little deeper.
Right.
How are we doing that?
Again, guys, you're still cranking. But the difference is that when you throw it out, this time you're going to have your rod tip down, and you don't have to necessarily turn or crank as slow. The faster you crank this lure, the deeper it's going to want to go. But the way this lure is designed, it's not going to go any deeper than a couple of inches. So if you want to stay subsurface, just go ahead, throw it out, keep your rod tip down, and crank at a moderate speed. You know, for the most part, that moderate speed, just to where the body's moving, that bait's getting to that 6-inch depth range, is all you need to do. And occasionally, if you want to, you can get a little fancy. Give it a little burst, a little rod twitch, and that'll make it dig, or it'll create some surface commotion.
Well, I had a blast. I don't know about you, but that was a fun day fishing, wasn't it?
That was an incredible day of fishing. What really made it incredible was how exciting and how impressive some of the bites we got on this lure. For me, catching redfish and speckled trout is a daily thing, but to do it in a new way, to do it on a lure that's so effective and so easy to use, man, incredible. Absolutely.
All right, Josh, well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
We had a lot of fun. If folks want to come fish with you in the boat in Pensacola, how do they go about it?
Guys, check me out. Check out my website, www.lim-it-out-charters.com, or just give me a phone call, 650-201-4604. I'll get you out there. We're going to get some fish. Tight line's a good fish.
See you next time. Thanks a lot for watching Line Cutters after the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What?